Today I'm going to discuss two frameworks that can help guide us as training management system integrators, or TMS integrators, as we integrate technology into our learning environments. Both frameworks are concepts and ideas that can help us make meaningful decisions when using technology to enhance learning. So we're going to discuss the TPACK and SAMR models. What is the TPACK model? The TPACK model is a framework that identifies three primary forms of knowledge: content knowledge, pedagogical knowledge, and technological knowledge. Each form of knowledge are primary forms, however they intersect and blend together, creating deeper levels of understanding. I will briefly explain each. PCK, or pedagogical content knowledge, understands the best practices for teaching specific content to your students. TCK, technological content knowledge. So knowing how the digital tools available to you can enhance or transform the content, how it's delivered to the students, and how your students can interact with it. And lastly, TPK, technological pedagogical knowledge, understanding how to use your digital tools as a vehicle to the learning outcomes and experiences you want. So the intersection of PCK, TCK, and TPK. TCK overlaps with the technological content knowledge, which looks at how the technology can assist the content to improve learning. PCK overlaps with pedagogical and content knowledge, which looks at how content affects the pedagogy in the classroom environment and become a more knowledgeable and effective instructor. TPK overlaps with technological and pedagogical knowledge, which reviews how technology works with the pedagogy being used and how it determines which technology will work best in the learning environment. Lastly, I added some tips. These are great questions to review when wanting to incorporate the TPACK model. So this is a great reference for after you've watched this presentation. Come back and review what are the knowledge surrounding the subject matter, how will your students come to understand the content, what tool will you select to support your learning. These are all great questions to consider as you're incorporating the TPACK model. Next, what is the SAMR model? The SAMR model is a framework that includes 4 different tiers of classroom technology integration, presented in order of power. So it's substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. So here are the 4 tiers. First, substitution. Technology acts as a direct substitute with no functional change. Augmentation. Technology acts as a direct substitute with functional improvement. Modification. Technology allows for significant task redesign. Lastly, redefinition. Technology allows for the creation of new tasks previously inconceivable. So this is a great straightforward example regarding coffee. This is a great reference, again, if you want to incorporate the SAMR model. Main questions to consider when wanting to utilize the SAMR model. What do we want all students to know? How will we know when they have learned it? How will we respond when learning has not occurred? And lastly, how will we respond when learning has occurred? How TPACK and SAMR models relate. So both models are helpful ways in which technology can be implemented in the classroom to help improve students' learning. Both TPACK and SAMR can create a more effective learning environment with the use of technology by providing guidelines to highlight the subject matter. Each model is very applicable in any classroom setting and will keep instructors or teachers up to date as technology continues to advance. So how TPACK and SAMR's models can be effectively incorporated for us as training management system integrators. Specifically, TPACK model. When you break down the TPACK model for TPS, we see that we're using other systems to complete tasks, when in reality, when we build our model, we determine that the goal is to utilize TMS to its full capacity. So instead of referring to Excel, Outlook, different programs or tools, this helps us recognize all the functions and capabilities within TMS. So specific for SAMR model, TMS scheduling. Usually we use Outlook to view calendars. And then you can change it up by augmentation and use the schedule view to help schedule items. Modification. So you can actually use Outlook to sync TMS classes to the schedules. However, redefinition. We only need the TMS mobile app. We can then roll out Outlook altogether and use TMS to schedule, review calendars, and much more. TPACK benefits. The TPACK model will help us as instructors have sufficient knowledge of technology needs to help integrate it into the needs of the educational environment. This will help us effectively teach and engage students with technology for innovative teaching and learning. SAMR benefits. SAMR Model is a beneficial tool that can help to better design learning activities for the students and how to implement the activities within the classroom to create quite an impact. All right, lastly, I do have a resource page. Please review that for all the content that I have included in this presentation. This wraps up my presentation on the importance of utilizing the TPACK and SAMR frameworks within our training management system. Thank you so much for watching.